that I've got it in student view so that it stacks up and doesn't have all the loose odds and ends that appear on my side. So this entire week is based on, or is surrounding, the issues of the definition paper. So if you remember back to stasis theory, the first step is considering the facts. What happened? The second thing is, what is the nature of the thing that happened? So what is the nature of something is, how do we define it, right? And the third thing is, what caused it? How did it happen? How did it become that way? If, let's say, if we're talking about climate change. And the fourth thing might be, what do we do about it? So we always have to look at how something's defined, because a lot of our argumentation might be hinging on the definition, the agreed upon definition of terms. Or we may have to agree on a definition of terms before we can even go any farther than that. So the definition paper, I tell you, start here. I explain it to you. What is it? I explain the nature of it. Here are the official instructions, the kind that say, hey, it's this many pages and all the little, criteria. I made a screencast for you just to explain the objectives of the definition paper. So the screencast will really help you understand what we're trying to do with this assignment. A frequently asked questions page. You also have for this week 2 chapters. One is in the Everything's an Argument textbook, in arguments of definition. And this other quiz, I actually don't have a quiz for that one, but I do have a quiz for this other chapter in the They Say, I Say free textbook. It is how to have a concession, perhaps, to make your paper stronger. A concession is maybe a little weaker than a full counter argument, but we always want to build the strength of our argument by conceding to our reader that there may be other important ideas as well. So we never want to sound like a know-it-all. We always want to treat our reader like a balanced, intelligent human being that is aware that most topics are multifaceted. Then I've got, as we head into the later part of the week, we are going to be doing peer editing of your draft. So this is going to be a really fast turnaround. I want to spend the most of what's remaining in our quarter after the definition essay, I want to spend developing our research paper component, which is much more unwieldy than this little component on definition. The way we're going to do the paper, swapping of papers is you're going to upload your paper on Canvas by a certain date. Okay, you've got to upload it by a certain date. Then you've got to peer edit your peer's paper and resubmit it by a certain date. So this peer editing process has 2 components to it. 1, you submit your rough draft, and 2, you will be peer editing someone's draft that Canvas gives you, and you need to resubmit it. If all you do is submit your paper, Canvas thinks that you are going to participate in peer editing, and it will switch it around, and it's going to give everybody a paper to peer edit. So if you submit your paper, Canvas thinks, oh, all of these people who submitted a paper are going to participate in peer editing. Now, if you decide you don't want to participate in peer editing, Canvas doesn't know that. So you may get your paper peer edited and still, for some reason, maybe you don't finish peer editing. So I know this is confusing, and we'll talk about it in Zoom on Tuesday to clear up any misconceptions or confusions we might have about how to do peer editing on Canvas. All right, so you've got your marching orders, plenty to do this week. All of it centering around the definition paper, which, if you saw my quiet launch email, you know that now we're sort of switching gears to where you are doing more of the finding of information, and I'm doing more of the mentoring on, helping you put it together and helping you write it and helping you tune those skills. So it'd be less dependent on me supplying, say, articles and things for you to do and then write about them. It will be more, you have an assignment and you've got to find the information to complete it. So with scaffolding, that's kind of how it starts to switch. It goes from, we scaffolded from me giving you most of the course material and assigning you what I want you to do with it, to me giving you hardly any course material, but giving you maybe more instruction and you having to complete it by finding the component pieces on your own. And finally, when we get to the research paper, I don't even, I leave it very wide open for you to be able to find and explore a topic that means something to you. So this is a process that's intentional, that starts where the instructor has tight control over the components, and scaffolding allows the instructor to start loosening things and allowing the students to have more autonomy and more agency in creating and developing on their own, with their mentor overseeing. So I hope you enjoy this week. I think it's a fun component. I think you'll enjoy helping each other select a topic. Here's a discussion, selecting a topic. Sometimes your peers have a better idea about how something will work than you do. Also, I give you these discussions so that you will read everybody's topic. It could be that somebody posts topics and they don't even end up writing on that. Maybe you saw somebody's topic number 2 and you went, God, that sounds super interesting. You can write on any topic. You can choose somebody else's definition topic. You can create your own. You can pick from the many lists that I've supplied you of previous topics. So probably the hardest part is deciding what you want to argue. Okay? And we'll talk more about that again.